Please raise your hand if when you were a child, you were asked this question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, almost everyone. I grew up in Morocco, and when I was a child, I wanted to be astronaut.
Wow.
And in the university, I chose to study physics because we didn't have astronomy. And I chose physics because I like to understand the complexity of our universe and make sense out of it. So physics was my only passion, not only my career, but also my passion. I did really great in school because I almost postponed everything else, like until I am free and successful. My family also helped me a lot with handling everything, like cooking, buying clothes, groceries. I never had to do like something or take a decision for myself. And honestly, this worked very well for me. Like even in important events like funerals, I was asked to stay home and focus on your studies. So this worked really well for me because I did really great at school. And I reached a high level of education, like a PhD in physics. I had already my own apartment, a good salary. I was the first person in my family to be financially independent. Okay. One day, I decided to leave everything else, and move to Brno. Like, to start a new PhD in a new field with no friends, no family, and no surviving skills. But I was quite lucky actually, because the research group I joined, they were quite very helpful because they took care of my academic part, of life. So they did the research for me and they helped me a lot. But this was the only part I knew how to handle, because I was focused on it. And then life started to be boring for me. I got lost. And life starts to be less fulfilling, And my old identity was dissolving already. So that's when I started exploring myself in very ways that I never expected. And the first thing I started with is cooking, because I needed to survive and I needed to learn how to cook. One day I ended up in the hospital because I was not eating properly. And surprisingly, the skills I was learning in the lab helped me in the kitchen. So I started to cook finally for the first time in my life. I also discovered that I love dancing. Oh my God, it's magical for me. And I signed up for a bachata class for the first time in my life. I signed up for swimming class for the first time in my life. I also started to read books in other topics than physics, like philosophy, psychology, and other topics, self-development. And here in Brno, I had my first romantic, real relationship. And even though it did last only for 1.5 years, I learned a lot about myself in it. And also, this is how I met Nofar, in her storytelling course, where I wanted to learn how to share ideas with people. And Nofar so far is the first person ever who asked me to just be myself and come here and share my story with you. So my passion right now is to feel alive, is to live fully, unapologetically alive, that aligns with myself as a whole person. And that question, what do you want to be when you grow up, is not a permanent decision, you know? Because we are more than one thing.